everyone, it is time for a new reading vlog, and I'm starting in a bit of a different spot because it is late and my normal spot, the lighting right now, is horrible in there. So this is going to be a really special, exciting reading vlog, a little bit bittersweet because it's going to be my last reading vlog here back home for a while, and I basically want to read as many physical books as I can in the next week because I'm leaving in a week and a day. And I also really want to film some B-roll of like going to different places. Mainly, I have like a few restaurants that I want to go to before leaving. And I want to have like my favorite sushi, two of them, like two different ones, and other stuff. So I want to document that as well, and maybe I'm going to talk about like moving as well, because I feel like it is something that can feel really lonely, and I feel like if someone else is also moving away from home or anything like that, then you could relate. So I think I'm going to talk about that, but I'm not going to talk about it like right now. I also have 4 books that I want to start with. So basically, I have some books that I'm super excited about that I think I'm going to love, but my soul is telling me that I will be able to live without them. Um, so there are some books that I've been saving that I'm like, I'm gonna love these so much. I want to save it for moving and like all of that, and I want to take them with me, and so I haven't read those. So there are obviously some books that I'm going to take with me, but I have to leave a lot of them at home, and I don't want to leave all of them unread, and so I want to read as many as possible and like get to the books that I've been wanting to get to for ages. And so this vlog is mainly going to be physical books, but I have these actually that I'm going to mention right now. I have audiobooks of them. So if I feel like it would be more enjoyable on audio, I'm going to switch to the audiobook, or maybe I'm going to start on audio, and then if I'm going to be like, I want to switch to the physical book, I'm going to do that. So that's that. And then I definitely like do want to read some of them physically, but if you know me, you know that I still struggle with physical books, and I feel like I'm feeling the pressure of being like, I'm leaving soon, I have to do it quickly, and then I panic, and then I procrastinate on it. It's a whole thing. So there is a chance, well, I'm definitely going to read some other books as well that I either have ebooks of or audiobooks of, but physical books are absolutely the priority. And so let's talk about these 4 extremely random books that are all really different. So the one that I actually started is The Viscount Made Me Do It by Diana Quincy. So this is a book that I am really excited for, but I don't think it's going to be like a new all-time favorite. I got to page 132. The plot in here is basically that the heroine is a bone setter, and her new client is this mysterious guy, and so she takes care of him. And so like right at the beginning, the introduction is basically the like taking care of the other person trope. I don't know what the official name is, but I absolutely love that trope, and I actually really want to do a recommendation video on that, so stay tuned for that. But she takes care of him, but he actually kind of comes to see her because she is like this new clue to the mystery of his parents' murder that he's trying to figure out. And so there's that like plot of the hero having like an ulterior motive, and like this whole thing that he's like trying to figure out. He like asks her questions that at first seem like he's just interested in her and all of that, but like he has different reasons as well. So I don't fully like that, like as a trope on its own. I don't like any sort of like hidden identity tropes, or just like, I hate secrets, I hate lies, I hate that kind of stuff. But I'm still excited for this because I definitely do feel the like chemistry and connection between them. And so I don't think it's gonna be like a new favorite because of that trope, because it just like, it is bound to be frustrating. Like there's definitely gonna be some kind of conflict that I'm gonna hate. But I still think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the first book in this series. Definitely recommend that one. I still remember it, but I don't fully remember the title. So this is the first one that I'm going to be reading. Then I have a sci-fi book, and that is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. I think I'm going to love this. But it is, let me see, it is 400 pages. Okay, that's not bad, but it is so floppy. So with this one, I feel like I want to start it on audio to get into it, but I feel like there's a high chance I'm going to want to switch to the physical book. I have been kind of saving this for ages for a sci-fi reading vlog, but I think I'm just going to read it in here. Then I have an adult contemporary romance, and that is Accidentally Engaged by Farah Heron. I think that the main characters in this are neighbors, and that their parents try to set them up or something. And I don't know, it's called Accidentally Engaged as well. So I'm like, is there gonna be like a unplanned engagement or like a marriage of convenience or something? I don't know, but either way, I'm excited for this. I have heard some good things about it. I don't know any details, but I'm excited. I feel like it's just gonna be a super fun, quick, lighthearted contemporary, which I definitely want and need. And so the last one is once again actually a sci-fi, and that is Dragon Pearl by Yoon-ha Lee. And this is one of the Rick Riordan Presents books, and it has Korean mythology in it. And I'm super curious to see what the vibes are going to be, because I feel like all the Rick Riordan Presents books that I read or know of are like urban fantasy, you know, like set in our world with magic. So I feel like if this one is going to be set on like a different planet, then that's going to be super cool and like really unique and different from the other ones, you know? So I'm really excited for it. Those are the main books that we're going to be starting with, but there's a shit ton of other options that we're hopefully going to get to. So for now, I'm going to focus on these. Maybe I'm going to pick up, well, there's a high chance I'm going to pick up some random thing in between, but yeah, so that is I think all for the intro. It's quite late tonight, so I'm not sure how much more I'm gonna read tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow we have like a birthday celebration with my family, and I feel like I'm gonna be busy the whole day again. That is all, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and let's just get into it.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed, eyes closed.
Hi everyone, so it is Monday now. I think I talked to you on Saturday. So yesterday, like I kind of mentioned, I had like the small family celebration, and so that kind of took, you know, most of the day. And I did read in the evening and a little bit today, but today I also went out for lunch for sushi to one of my absolute favorite restaurants, and it was so good. Shout out to my dad for getting the food for me. So that was delicious and amazing. Just, I love sushi. It is my favorite food ever. So that happened, and now it is like 3:30ish, and I just really want to have like a relaxing, calming evening. Yes, but let's talk about one book that I finished, and that is The Viscount Made Me Do It. I actually need to take out the bookmark. I ended up listening to the whole book on audio because just sometimes historical romance is a little bit slower for me or like more difficult to read, and so I just decided to listen to the audiobook, and there's a lot of cat hair on it. So I didn't fully love this one. I enjoyed the first book more than this one, but it definitely like wasn't a bad book. It just like there was a lot of plot in it, and some like, I don't know if I should call it like a mystery, but sort of, which you might know is just something that I don't like at all. So it didn't fully work for me, but I did really like the two main characters, and they had a lot of chemistry. I feel like Diana Quincy, from what I could tell in the first book, and then this one, I don't think I've read any of her other books yet. She definitely knows how to write like chemistry and tension and just like a really strong connection. I mean, I would still recommend it. I'm happy I read it. And now I don't know what to do. So I have the options that I mentioned to you, which I'm still super excited for, but like I have no idea which one I want to pick next. I want to read another one on audio again. And so I decided to bring out my like TBR jar, like the one with like prompts that I sometimes used for TBR videos that I don't really do anymore. Let me know if you would like to see TBRs from me again. I never stick to them, but I know people really enjoy watching them, and like, I don't know, let me know if you would like me to do that. But I haven't used it in a long time, so I thought that would be a fun way to, you know, decide which book I'm gonna read next. So let's see what, okay. I have historical romance in here. So obviously I just read one, and I do have some other historical romances that I was telling myself like I should read at least some of them before leaving. So I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna think about it. So I actually have I have two behind me that I was thinking like I'm gonna love but maybe not take with me, and that is What a Difference a Duke Makes by Lenora Bell and Beyond Scandal and Desire. Both of these I started like one chapter. I read 28 pages of this and 34 pages of this. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it. I just like, it happened and I got super caught up in other things and I forgot that I started these, and since then I haven't gotten to them. So I actually feel like now I'm like, I should maybe read this. I think this is a governess story. I know some people don't like that, but I also know a lot of people do like that. I'm one of the people who really likes that, and I feel like in historical romance it's just always super cute. And so the heroine becomes a governess for an arrogant duke who, I think, you know, it's gonna be that like whole vibe that the duke is closed off and has a lot of trauma to deal with, and then there's gonna be this governess who brings life to their house, to their home, and that is a trope I fucking adore. So you know what, I'm gonna read this next. So let's pick out another challenge for one of the audiobooks. So, oh my gosh, these... Okay, I accidentally took out two. Blue Cover and Found Family. So these are both really fun, but these are the books, and this one is definitely green. It maybe looks a little bit blue on camera, but there is blue on their pants. So, like, it just says, oh, okay, it says blue cover, so different from blue on the cover, but like, okay, there's more blue on this one, on the clothes, and this, and yes, so maybe. And then this one, not really. I mean, like, maybe here around the top, it's kind of like a dark blue, but I feel like I should read this. So it's not a blue cover, but you know, we're gonna make it work. It does have blue on the cover. So I'm gonna talk to you hopefully later today once I read some more. And yeah.
Eyes closed, like we're dreaming even when we're not. You and me got a whole other meaning, I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. We can do nothing at all. So
time for an update. I'm clearly in the car, and I don't have that many updates, but I did start one book, and I wanted to talk about something. I'm in the parking lot, obviously, and I'm kind of exposed because like the next two spots, like the two spots next to me, are free, and so I hope no one's gonna see me or stare at me. But I wanted to do the update in the car because obviously I'm not gonna have a car when I move. This is my mom's car, by the way. But anyways, I want to first of all, I started Dragon Pearl by Yoon Lee, and I got to page 54, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm so happy. It's just like so easy to read so far. I immediately was just really interested in it, and like I just desperately want to read. Even before finishing this, I want to read more of the Rick Presents books, and also more middle grade urban fantasy books. When I kind of started reading more middle grade, I felt like my favorite was like contemporary ones. And I still feel like that's true cuz like yeah, but I just didn't usually completely love the fantasy ones cuz there was either like too much plot for me or something. There are some people over there, but hopefully they can't I'm gonna put the book down for now, but I just like didn't really fully love the fantasy ones because there was like too much plot and things like that. But I think that urban fantasy, now that I like am reading this, I'm like I love it. And like, Amari and the Night Brothers by BB Alston is literally honestly maybe like my favorite middle grade book. Well, I mean, like, this is sci-fi, but it feels similar to urban fantasy so far. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like in a town. It starts in a town where our main character Min lives, and then I guess then there's gonna be more space stuff because I didn't even describe the plot. So it is about Min, who is a fox spirit, and she basically, like, her family has to hide the like fox magic. They can't openly use it, and her mom also like never really let her even like practice it or anything because she was worried about that. And so she was kind of separated from her magic. And then there's this weird mysterious guy that has a message from Min's brother, and he's like, can you see something in it that will like give me information? Because there's like a mention of um the Dragon Pearl, which is the name of the book, and this like super powerful thing. And so after that, Min actually basically runs away from home on a journey to find her brother. And I don't know, like, I just love it. I'm already invested in her character. I'm super excited for the world, and it is just super fun. And actually, since I mentioned Amari and the Night Brothers, it really reminds me of that with like totally different vibes, but some like elements that I loved in that are in here, which mainly like the main connection is that in both books the main character is basically like there's a message from her brother, and then that kind of throws her into this like new world. And so basically both of them kind of leave home in search of something related to the brother. And so I absolutely love that. I'm really excited to see if there's going to be like that like sibling relationship, and it is just so good, and I'm so happy. So I think I'm actually really finally going to do the Rickardon Presents reading vlog. Or let me know if you would like to see that specifically, or if I should read it just in random vlogs, or if I just maybe should do like a general middle grade reading vlog and include those in there, maybe do multiple so that I can include as many as possible. Please let me know. So that is all on that for now. I can't wait to get home and keep reading that. I bought myself Sprite because I really like it, and it's also really sunny outside, and originally I was like I should buy Starbucks because I love drinking. I generally love drinking iced drinks, but when it's sunny outside, I'm like I need it to breathe. Like I need it so bad. It is the best thing ever. And so I ended up with the Sprite because like I wasn't fully in the mood for Starbucks. Yeah, I'm really sad because there's a coffee shop in my hometown where I love to go. It is just so fucking amazing. It's just like a local coffee shop that has entirely made me fall in love with the like with the act of going to a like independent place like that is not a chain store or anything like that. It's like a local business, and I love going there so much, and it's like fully intensified my like desire to like find places like that and support places like that, cuz like there's just something so fucking special about having like a homey place that actually feels like you're supporting real people. And like every time we come there, they're like happy to see us. Like with my mom, we go there all the time, and it is just so lovely, and I love it so much. And they're closed because there was like an accident on, like there was like something wrong with something that had to be fixed, whatever. And so they're closed, and most probably they're not going to be open before I leave, which is extremely sad. But yeah, I mean, I just, the way I'm trying to like cope with leaving, like I'm obviously super grateful that I get to travel and like move somewhere that I want to go, like I know that I am super lucky and I'm so grateful for that, but it doesn't change the fact that obviously moving is super, super hard and exhausting and sad. It's bittersweet, and I'm trying to think of it as this isn't goodbye, it's a see you later. I know that that's a lyric in a song. I want to find that song because I forgot the name of it, but yeah, so I'm trying to think of it as that I'm going to be in those places again, I'm going to see those people again, all of that. Like, this is not the end. It's just like a new beginning, a new chapter, and I'm going to find new places as well that I will look forward to and love. If you are in a similar situation, I definitely do recommend you maybe think about it like that, if that helps. Obviously, it like doesn't make the sadness, or like it doesn't stop, us from missing the people and things, but I feel like it's giving me like hope and like a comforting feeling. So I think I'm gonna shut up now. But actually, one more thing that I wanted to talk about is that I was thinking about, like, I was just feeling really exhausted, and I came to the conclusion that I need to chill out with reading a little bit before leaving. Cause basically yesterday I just had no energy, and I like, obviously I'm loving Dragon Pearl and I'm so excited for these books, but I am putting so much pressure on reading so much this week, and I already have like other things that I have to go to or do. And obviously, like, the stress and pressure of moving, all of that is so much stress that I don't need anything else added to that. And so I'm not going to stop the video here or anything, but just putting it out there that I'm probably not going to read that many books in this. I definitely do want to finish Dragon Pearl and then maybe pick up at least one book, but I'm either, like, the books that I'm just dying to read, I'm going to take with me, and the books that I'm not entirely dying to read, they're just going to wait for me. I mean, a lot of the books that I want to get to in this video, or, like, wanted to get to, are books that I've had for at least a year or something, or even 2 years, and so if they sit on the shelves for, like, half a year again, or however long, the world isn't gonna fall apart. So I'm trying to chill the fuck out. I was about to say I'm sorry if I don't read that much into this video, but I don't have to apologize for that, because like, it is what it is, and hopefully it's gonna be a fun vlog for you all, no matter how much I read. So I want to definitely rejuvenate with some shows and movies, and so I think tomorrow I'm planning on having a watching day where I am gonna watch movies and TV shows all day. I don't want to be productive at all, because like tomorrow I don't have to do anything. It's the one day that I have free, and so please let me know if you have any recommendations of like any shows or movies. I always need new things to watch. So I'm gonna shut up now, and I'm gonna talk to you either later today or tomorrow when I have some updates.
I'll never tell, just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping, these promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell. Yeah, I like you, that's for sure. Never have to close the door. Been a long time, a year before, and I'm missing you so bad. Gone away a month or more. Every show I call before, I need to hear that voice, 'cause right now feel like it's been too long. I could never let you go on thinking about the secrets true. And I would never bet the world that I would find anyone like you. I'll never tell, just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping, these promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell, it's true, it's true, it's true, it's true, it's You're an angel, that's for sure. With some devil, hear you roar. But I like it, we on the floor. And my ear be whispering. Used to have fun, now I'm bored. Do I miss you? Yes, of course. Think about that time when we stayed up all night talking. I could never let you go on thinking about those secrets you. And I would never bet the world that I would find anyone like you. I'll never tell, just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping, these promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell, it's true, it's true, it's true, it's true, it's true, it's true.
Hi everyone, so it is time for an update. I have to leave soon, but I have a little bit of time. So it's time to talk about some reading that I've done. So, it is Thursday now. I think I mentioned that yesterday I wanted to have a super chill, not at all productive day. And so I watched some random things. I have been watching, now I'm not sure what the name of the show is, but it's on HBO Max. It is like a cooking show with Selena Gomez, and I absolutely love Selena, and I don't really watch reality shows basically at all. One big goal that I have for like the near future is to fall in love with food and cooking. And so I saw this, I was like, I love Selena Gomez, and so I started watching it, and as I was watching it, I was like, I need to watch more things like this, cause I feel like it already like sparked this like interest and curiosity, to like try new recipes and like, experiment and like cook and all of that, which is exactly what I wanted. Like, it's all I could ask for. But I did actually try to make one omelet that was like in the first episode and didn't fully work out, but it was really good. And like, I really struggle with cooking and having energy for it, and so the fact that I even tried it the next day is a fucking miracle, and so it's already working. And so if you also have like cooking show recommendations, please let me know. Now that I like am thinking about it, I think that the competitions aren't my absolute favorite, because like, I mean, it's really stressful, and I still think like, if you have something that you really love, then, like, I still think I might try some of those. But mostly I just want like the chill ones that are just like about the recipes, or I know there are shows that are just like going around a certain place or country or countries or whatever and exploring and trying food and all of that. And so I think those vibes, the like chill, discovering, trying, experimenting vibes are the ones that I just like am the most interested in. I did actually do some reading, and I also want to mention a few books that are not physical books that I recently read that I like didn't vlog about, or like there is one that I just read today. But first, I started What a Difference a Duke Makes by Lenora Bell, and I got to page 154. So yesterday before lunch, I was like, you know what, I actually feel like reading before I go watch things, and I picked this up, and I didn't want to stop. The only reason why I stopped was because like I had to eat lunch, and so then after that, like, I watched things. But I love this. And now that I think about it, I think like when I go out today, I might take this with me and read a little bit of it on the subway. I'm not sure because like I sometimes prefer to just relax and just listen to music, but I'm in love with this. It is so fun. And so, I mean, I don't think I need to really tell you more about the plot than that is just a governess story. The heroine is super poor and she doesn't really have any family and all of that, and so she really needs this job, and she's just really sweet and caring, and so she's, you know, super kind to the children and really understanding, and so she definitely like helps with the kids, but also she helps the hero a lot to like be a better dad and just like, you know, be happier and all of that. And I just love it. I wouldn't really fully call it sunshine, grumpy sunshine, but like a little bit, you know, that the hero is closed off and he's kind of a little bit grumpy, but not like super a lot, and the heroine isn't like the most sunshine. But you know, like that vibe still a little bit is there. The thing that I just love so much about the governess stories is I love books that are actually like in one setting, because I think that like for me that is just super fun, and it gives space to like character development and all of that. I just think it's amazing and I love it. And secondly, I forgot what I was saying now. Yes, it is super domestic and just like so sweet. And this is also like a forbidden romance. And I mean, in general, I guess when it's a governess, like it's forbidden, especially in historical romance. And you know, he's a duke, whatever. And but like it's intensified because basically his father was like a disgusting person. He also like treated the servants terribly. And so that like whole situation is like I absolutely could never have a relationship with this woman because like I just can't do that. But then they have such a strong chemistry, which is like immediate, and it's so fun, and like the build up is so good. And like I've been thinking a lot lately that I don't think that I'm actually a fan of slow burn. And I I know controversial a little bit, but like, you know, I get easily bored in books, and I feel like obviously slow burn does not have to be boring. When it's done well, it's not boring, but for me, it's really easy to get bored when there's a lot of plot and like it takes a million years. I also want like a lot of the romance content, and I feel like in slow burn, sometimes when it takes a million years, there's like one scene with them together and that's it, and I'm like that is absolutely not satisfying. Like I need I need the like, you know, full development of it when it flourishes. I need it to be good, and it almost never is enough for me. But so like for me, what is slow burn, what I always call it when I read, is when they get together after like the halfway point. So this actually I am in the almost in the half of it, and they nothing has happened yet. But I don't think it's gonna be like a super hardcore slow burn. Like I think it's getting there. Like I think it's gonna be around the middle, which is the best thing for me. But I think that like it super depends on, you know, how you do that. But anyway, I don't have time to ramble about this for ages. But long story short, I'm loving this. Another thing that I actually quickly wanted to mention are like two little things that are basically like packages. First of all, I got this letter that I was like confused about. I have no idea how it happened, but I think it was that like I submitted some kind of like email. It was either like a giveaway when you add the I think it was a giveaway when you add the book to your TBR, or maybe like share a post about it or something like that. So Lane Clark sent me this like postcard and bookmark for the book Love Times Infinity, which is a YA contemporary I'm super excited for. And so it is this super nice signed postcard with like this little quote that is, or like not quote, but you know, choose your own family, live fearlessly, never skip dessert, Love Times Infinity, releasing July 26th. And it is so sweet and so nice, and I literally don't even remember, like now that I think about it, I kind of vaguely remember that there was something with it, but I entirely completely forgot that anything like this happened. And I was like, who is sending me a letter? And so I was super excited. I always need new bookmarks, and the characters are so cute, and I'm so excited for the book. So that is that. And then I got another thing by an amazing author, and that was by Allie Williams, which is the Softest Gangsters collection. It is so pretty, and I am so happy. So this is also signed, and I actually got this like a week or two ago, but I was not really filming anything, so I'm showing you now. It's basically a short story collection, and Allie released like some of the short stories across a few months, and I mentioned them before, and I loved that because like not only the stories were super cute and steamy and so nice to read and just like, you know, really great, but I also just loved having them to look forward to because it basically was released every first day of each month for all the stories, and that was the best thing ever. So now it's like in this, you know, bundle with some extra stories added in. I will hopefully fit it into my suitcase so that I can reread them or and you know, read the new ones. I have three little short things to mention and then I'm gonna shut up. I finished a poetry collection today and now I forgot the title. I think it's like the apologies we never said or something like that. And so obviously again, it's a poetry collection that I found super randomly on Kindle Unlimited. And I honestly don't really have that much to say about it because like I really struggle to review poetry collections because I'm like, what, you know, like I feel like it's really hard for me to express what they're about or like how it made me feel or whatever, but this is kind of like about love, you know, breakups and heartbreak and like those kinds of things, and it's a really short one. It's like 87 pages and I liked it. I didn't love it. I feel like that is something I say about so many poetry collections because that is kind of like my experience most of the time, but the next one I'm going to talk about I actually loved. So it was like not anything incredible, but some of the poems did resonate with me and I liked the writing. And so I haven't rated it yet, but I think maybe like 3.5 stars or something. So it was good. If you have Kindle Unlimited and you're, you know, interested, then I think that it's like a super chill, short, nice read. And so that's that. And the other poetry collection is I think The Words I Want You to Keep. And that is one that I think I also ran into randomly on Kindle Unlimited. And I loved it. Like, I absolutely loved it. It was just the kind of thing where it's everything that you need to hear. You know, like so many of the things, like messages and all the poems basically resonated with me so much, and it was like so many different things that I needed to hear in that moment and just like in this moment in time in my life, and it just like really hit me hard. And I feel like it was one that was just mainly focused on hope, and so it was just really sweet and inspiring. I feel like most poetry collections are like super sad but hopeful as well, and they like mix those together, and I don't really see ones that are like mainly hopeful and positive. And so I think that is like another thing that I really loved about it. And obviously I love the ones that are sad as well because like that is, you know, a big part of poetry. I feel like sadness and heartbreak and loss and all those things are super powerful in poetry. And like I'm a poet as well, and like I mean obviously it's something that I write about super a lot because it's super cathartic and like all of that. So yeah, but it was still really nice and I just loved it and I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend this one more, but I did like both of them obviously. So yeah, and the last thing that I'm going to mention is I read Bound by Aveda Weiss and I loved it. It's also on Kindle Unlimited actually, and I didn't know. I have mentioned Aveda before. I love them. If you are interested in like really steamy, super quick books that like still get you super invested into the characters, you absolutely need to check out Aveda's books because like I've loved all of them. I haven't read all of them yet, but like every single one that I read, I loved so much, and I can't wait to get some of them physically when I can, when I move, all of that. And yeah, so this one, I don't think I'm going to say too much about it because basically, Aveda always publishes, or like so far, most of the books are basically like a prequel novella, and then you get a novel with the characters. And so Bound and some of the other books are basically prequel novellas where you get to know the characters, and they kind of like, you know, they don't have like a happy ending or anything yet. It's kind of like cliffhangers and whatever, but I don't mind that when I know I'm gonna get another book, and like it's just like it's so good. And so you get a taste of the characters, you fall in love, and then I guess you're excited for the full-length novel. I absolutely love it because I love novellas, but like, you know, then you get a novel. Like it's the best thing ever. And anyway, so this is just an enemies to lovers, polyamorous situation. And it is just super steamy, super fun, and like I flew through it. And again, like if you're into monster romance, you need to check them out. I'm actually not. I don't like monster romance really, like the like genre itself. However, I do love like paranormal romance. And so for me, I just, the way I experience it from the most part is as paranormal romance. And I just don't imagine the characters like as extreme as they can be sometimes. You know, like I tame it all down, and it's really easy for me because like I don't really remember descriptions like ever unless there's, you know, like a specific mention in a scene, then obviously it reminds me of it, but like most of the time I just imagine something that's not really accurate. And so I could get away with it. But yeah, so I read that, and so these are all of my reading updates. So when it comes to Dragon Pearl, actually, I forgot. I haven't made progress with that one because I, again, am listening to it on audio, and I haven't really been in an audiobook mood, but I think tonight I could listen to it. And actually, now that I think about it, I could switch to the physical book, so I'll see. And I definitely think I'm going to finish this, for sure. Hey everyone, so here's a quick little interruption with this voiceover. Basically, I ended up just kind of, you know, being super busy and overwhelmed and exhausted. And so, what you just saw was the last sit down update back home. And so, you're about to see a lot of B roll. So, I just kind of wanted to explain a little bit. Because you'll see me go for sushi and my fur babies and other random things. And then you'll see me on the plane, and then just like some random clips from when I was in London. And then in a while, I'll do a sit down update to explain everything. But yeah, just enjoy the B roll. And if you want to skip it because it's too long, there are going to be timestamps.
Midnight and city lights on the other side. You're calling me up at the same time. I'm in the daylight. You're calling to say hi, but your words, they cry. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain, for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Your silence speaks so loud, and I hear you calling out, yeah. Talking about nothing, then you said something under your breath. I can't take it, I know what you're thinking. I wish I could fix this, yeah. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain, for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Silence speaks so loud, and I hear you calling out. midnight and city lights on the other side. You're calling me up at the same time. I'm in the daylight. You're calling to say hi, but your words they cry. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't.
I look kind of rough. I just woke up like 15 minutes ago and I had to do an update because I am in my new apartment that I'm gonna be renting for like half a year. And I am on the couch and I just had to do an update. So basically, I'm gonna make this short because like I wasn't even planning on filming yet. But I got so excited about something I'm gonna mention in a second. But first, I just need to explain that my parents actually came with me here because they helped me like move shit, and so they're gonna be here for a few days. But the thing that I'm super excited about that is so random is I have a TV in this place, and I kind of thought so because it was like on the photos, and it wouldn't really make sense for the person who normally lives here to take it away or whatever. But I still didn't know, and it's such a nice TV and really new as well. And the remote has a YouTube and Netflix button. And like I have the Netflix button back home, but I never had the YouTube button. But I can watch YouTube and Netflix on TV. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. And I'm just honestly in shock. And like all of this is so hard to process. And this apartment is the prettiest, nicest apartment I've ever seen, to be honest. Like, I mean, maybe not seen, like, I've seen prettier online, but like in real life, I've never been to an apartment like this, and I'm gonna be having it all to myself. And I need to figure out, like, I'm holding my phone like this, and like the background is really lame, and like this couch is amazing, but you can't see it. So I need to figure out, like, filming spots. The only thing that isn't good about this apartment is it basically has no bookshelves. There's only an area under the TV, and I don't know if that's gonna look good if I film in front of it. This place has really big windows, and I think the lighting is gonna be so good. So I think I'm gonna go get ready soon, and I'm just gonna continue filming some B-roll. And yeah, I am probably gonna do another update maybe in a few days when I'm alone, or I don't know. I do really miss filming, and I think I'm gonna shut up now, but I can't wait to show you the apartment when it like looks clean again, and I can't wait to update you again. But for now, I am gonna have my first breakfast in this place and maybe put on a video on the TV before my parents get here.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna.
Hi everyone, so this is kind of my first official clip in the new apartment, which feels extremely weird, and I don't even know how to process any of this. I hope this background is okay for now. I kind of have an issue that, like, I absolutely love this apartment. I'm so grateful that it worked out, but the only issue here is that I only have these shelves, which are the shelves under the TV. So I don't have to put anything else in there. Like they were empty, ready for my books to be put there. But it's on the ground, obviously, and the TV is on it, so I can't really move it or anything like that. Hi everyone, so I'm just jumping in here really quickly because there's something that I forgot to mention, which is that I did actually finish What a Difference a Duke Makes. So I didn't end up having time to finish Dragon Pearl, so I am going to definitely finish it on audio soon because like I have been thinking about it a lot and that I just like I'm really looking forward to reading more of it. But I just ran out of time and I was exhausted and I didn't want to force it. But I did finish What a Difference a Duke Makes, which was just such a beautiful, sweet, lighthearted romance that was just so adorable and it was steamy and romantic and I just loved the romance so much. And I had to leave the copy back home, but I can't wait to like read it again at some point and be reunited with the physical book. Because it was just absolutely wonderful and definitely recommend it if you've been craving historical romance. You should absolutely pick it up and just Lenora Bell is definitely becoming one of my favorite authors, and I need to read more of her books. So there are, I think, 2 other books in this series, and I really hope I'll be able to get them physically because I just need them in my life as soon as possible. Let's get back to the other clip. I don't even know what to talk about. When we get to a book topic, I want to I don't even know what vlog this is at this point. I am super behind on editing. I have been busy the past like 3 weeks at least, I think. And then before that, like I was obviously getting ready to leave and whatever, and so I'm super behind. What I'm going to mention, I think, is what books I bought and then wrap up the video here. So the first thing that I got is The League of Gentlewomen Witches by India Halton. And oh my god, so I absolutely like can't wait to read this book. This book is, I don't really know the details of the plot. I think that I saw India describe it on Twitter as enemies with benefits and another thing that I forgot, but I mean honestly just enemies with benefits sounds so fun. And it's supposed to be like a fantasy historical romance. So basically like a historical romance with some fantastical elements, which sounds super amazing. And I'm just really fucking excited for it. I got so excited. I actually saw this at Forbidden Planet in London. And like a quick tip, if you didn't know, I kind of felt like someone else on BookTube was talking about this. And they kind of hinted at Forbidden Planet having American books. But it wasn't like they didn't fully explain it or whatever. But like it made me think, I was like, hold on, do they have like US titles? And they literally have in the Forbidden Planet in London, it's nearby Foyles and like at the basically behind Oxford Street, like one end of it. It's a giant store that is fucking epic that has so many graphic novels and comics, fandom things, Funko Pops, so many things. But it also has really amazing books and it does have some US titles. I have no idea how it works specifically, what kind of books, but they had this and then another book that I'm going to mention in a second. And so when I saw that, I got so excited, and it was also like discounted a little bit, which is something that I personally like. Where I lived or whatever, they never had sales or discounts on books ever. And so like that is just like I was just like blown away. I was so happy. And I'm just so excited to read this. It's also a beautiful floppy copy, and I'm just thrilled to own this. The next book that I have here is And They Lived Happily Ever After by Therese Biari, and this is yet another floppy book that is so beautiful, and I'm so excited for this. So basically, I absolutely love Therese. So this is, I think, like I forgot, fabulist novel. That like it's set in our world, it's contemporary with magical elements. So I feel like some authors call it contemporary fantasy. I don't know, but you get it. Yeah. So I am so excited, and basically what happens in here is that the heroine, like she's an author and she makes one of her characters come to life or something. I Yeah, I think something like that along those lines. And that sounds so amazing and so fun. Absolutely beyond thrilled that I found it at that store. So, the next book that I have here is another romance, and that is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. So, this is a book that one of my wonderful best friends got for me, and I basically, if you didn't know, this is the third book in this series by Helen Huang that is, like three adult contemporary romances. And the first two books are books that I absolutely adored with my whole heart. They were some of the first romance books that I read as well, like adult romance. And so they mean a lot to me in that sense. And I desperately want to get copies of those two because I don't own them. But I just adore them. And with this one, it is, I think, a book that like a lot of us have been anticipating. It came out last summer, I think. And the thing is, like, it is different than the other two books. So if you still haven't read this and haven't heard anyone talk about it, and you read the first two books, just like a tiny bit of context, this book deals with heavier topics than the first two, and it's kind of more focused on the heroine's experiences and things like that, and like feelings and mental health issues and things like that, I think, than the romance. And so that is like all those things. I haven't read it yet, but I have heard all those, like, people talk about all those things that I just said. And so I think that, like, with this book, I think I'm still gonna really love it, and that is gonna be super meaningful, and I still am really excited to read it. However, I think like I do want to read it in like a little while because I don't think I am mentally ready for it yet. So the next book is one that my dad bought me, so a shout out to him. And I'm so excited for this. So that is This Woven Kingdom by Tara Mafi. So I absolutely adore Tara Mafi. She is one of my favorite authors. And so obviously I'm super excited for this. And I don't know anything about the plot. So yeah, I have no idea what it is. I just know that it's like I mean, I know it's a YA fantasy book with some romance in it. And yeah, but I don't know what it's about at all, to be honest. Like, I have heard some people talk about it. I heard positive things about it, but like no details whatsoever. So yeah, and then obviously, like if you know me, you know that I don't generally look at synopses, but I especially don't look at it if it's a book by a favorite author of mine, so yeah. So I have two more books to talk about, and the first one, oh my gosh, it has a bookmark. Oh my gosh, okay. So the first one is Like a Charm by Elle McNichol, and these two are books that my dad got me. So they actually, like, at Blackwell's, they had like a 2+1 sale. You buy two books and get one free, so we love to see it. He got one book and I got two. And so this book, I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, which is new to me. It's new for me that like I buy a book without having heard positive reviews, because nowadays I just literally buy books based on reviews and recommendations of people that I trust. But for this, I have heard of Elle McNichol, and I actually own one of her books that I have with me here, which is Show Us Who You Are. And I am so excited to read this. I haven't read it yet. I am kind of saving it for a really special, exciting blog. But Elle McNichol is a neurodivergent author who writes books with neurodivergent representation, which is something I always want to find more of. And I'm not sure if this main character is neurodivergent. It is set in Edinburgh, which, like, I think I actually really, like, one thing that I really want to do is to make a reading vlog of historical romances that are, like, Highlander Scottish historical romances to read while I am here in Scotland, because I thought that would be super fun. But then when I saw this, I was like, you know what, I think it'd be really fun to read other books set in Edinburgh as well. And this is, I think, an urban fantasy. And I really love this cover. Like, it's not really my typical style, but there's just something about it that lured me in. The main character basically sees magical creatures and no one else can. And, she's gonna go on a magical adventure of some kind. And I just think this is gonna be super fun. I'm really excited, and I think that I'm definitely gonna vlog about it when I get to it. And last but by no means least is a book that I'm absolutely dying to read. and that is Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. And oh my god, again, we have a beautiful floppy copy. And so this is the British cover, and I wasn't sure if I wanted this one because I do think I prefer the American one. And I feel like that is the case with all of adult romances. I never prefer the British one, but I still think it's super cute, and I'm dying to read this book. And it was a part of the 2+1 sale, and like I just had to get it because like I absolutely adore Anita Kelly. You might have heard me talk about them already because like Anita basically has 3 self-published novellas, and then this is her first like traditionally published romance. And I read all 3 of the novellas, absolutely loved them. I've talked about them before. They're absolutely incredible and I highly recommend them. Like if you read this and loved it, you need to check them out. And so this is obviously one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I bought the ebook the second it came out, but then I just like I started a little bit of it and I was like, you know what, I have to read it physically. And so I got it physically. And I feel like with the sale, it's almost as if I paid just for the book, you know? But even if I didn't, like, I want to support Anita and, like, I can't wait for this. And I just know it's going to be amazing and worth every penny. And so I can't wait to read this. I'm definitely going to be reading it super soon. And before I shut up, I'm just going to quickly tell you what this is about a little bit because I do know in this case, actually. So this is about London and Dahlia. London is the first non-binary contestant on this cooking show. Yes, it's called Chef's Special. And so London has a romance with Dahlia, and the 2 of them are, both contestants on this reality cooking show, and they're gonna have a romance. That is all that I know, and I am so excited, and I'm even more excited because like after I actually found out about this book, already was so excited for it, I started getting into watching cooking shows. I was never really like I never really thought about it. I never like I mean sometimes people mentioned it and it has been a popular thing in romances lately. I feel like there have been so many, and I was super excited to read them because I felt like the concept was super fun. If you have recommendations for cooking shows, please tell me. So happy that I could get it. So happy that I saw it at the bookstore. I'm ready to devour it, and yeah. So these are the books that I got. I'm really excited to like show you a little bit more of my apartment and like take you to new places. We're gonna go book shopping around and different things. I'm really excited to film here, and I think it's gonna be super fun. If you made it this far in the video, leave a house emoji down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I want to see you soon in another video. Bye.